Hello, good morning, classmate and teacher. Today we will present how the arrival of the pandemic affected or benefit in the world. Discussion the following topics. Impact of the pandemic on the mental health of young people, such as adolescents and to other adults, was a drastic and very significant change for everyone. And another of the topics to be discussed will be the great impact it had for Rappi companies and Only Food Safe for home delivery. And Amazon Electronic Commerce offers a wide range of products such as books, movies, music, etc. And also a global effect on the economy.
After these negative topics, we need to talk about to buy online. This one of you have a many of positive things that we can tell, because people buy without necessary to go out to a store in the pandemic. One of the important examples of this is Amazon. A lot of persons use this app to buy what they want to buy. In consequences, this company increased their sales like others. Mm, for example, Rappi or Uber. These companies increase their sales in this pandemic because we don't need to go out. Um, if we don't have this type of companies, maybe we need to go out and put us in danger in the pandemic. So we needed to buy that we need or to food, for examples of that. This is all for me.
Well, the next theme is the impact of the pandemic of mental health of young people. Adolescence can be a difficult time, and the coronavirus epidemic can make it even more difficult. Changing your routine and confidence force to adapt different ways to spending your time. Schools have been closed, events have been canceled, and today you have to be home to prevent yourself to infect yourself and others with this virus. We know that you're missing important moments, are you missing seeing your friends, going to the movies, or practicing your favorite sport. The general situation can be in countries their locations has affect day-to-day life of young people. Since 46% report having less motivation to carry out activities and they're normally enjoyed, 36% feel less motivation to carry out usual activities. Their perception of the future has been also negative affect, particularly in the case of young women who are facing particular difficulties.
COVID-19 coronavirus plunged the world economy into the World Recession since World War II. Per capita income will decline in all regions. In the city of Washington, June 8, 2020, the students and widespread impact of the coronavirus pandemic and the suspension of activities that were adopted to contain it had caused a drastic contraction of the world economy, which, according to the forecast of the World Bank, it will reduce it by 5.2% this year, according to the June 2020 edition of the bank's World Economy Prospect Report. It will be a world recession since World War II and the first time since 1870 that so many economies will experience a decline in per capita output. Due to several distortions to domestic supply and demand, trade and finance, economy activity in advanced economies is forecast to contract by 7% in 2020. Emerging markets and developing economies meet contract 2.55% this year. Their first contractions as a group in the last 16 years. The project decline in the per capita income of 3.6% will push millions of the people into extreme poverty this year. How deep will the recession caused by COVID-19 be? An investigation of the 183 economies during of the period between 1917 and 2022 offers a historical perspective on global recessions.
Hello, good morning everyone, and today I'm gonna talk about the education during the pandemic. Okay, more than 2 years after the beginning of the pandemic, most of the schools have already returned to face-to-face mode. We had to talk about the previous year when we last more than a year online. I will tell you some points to remember. First one, the virtual modality has been the best option to give continuity to learning process. But it's not accessible to millions of children and adolescents, mainly to live in poverty. 2 points. Children learn less and with great difficulty. 5 of our 10 children consider that they learned little during the pandemic. Especially mothers and fathers of children between 11 and 14 years of age, and children with disability or illness are the most affected. And yeah, this is all. Thank you.